Hello, welcome to Ann Evolving. If you're interested in learning how to get a glass looking finish on your skin, stay tuned. This morning, to go from dull to radiant and glowy, I'm going to start by prepping my skin. I do believe that this prep is what helps get me to that place of glass polished, radiant looking skin, and it's really just a few steps. The first thing I did this morning was I washed my face with the ordinary squalene cleanser. I do serums and I slug at night, so I do want to remove that from my face, but I don't want to strip my face. I don't want it to feel dry in the morning. So that is all I have done so far this morning, is I have washed my face. Now I'm ready to share with you the process I go through so that you can also try to see how this looks on your skin if you'd like to give it a try. I'm going to start with DRMTLGY CE and ferulic acid. So I just take that and press that into my skin. I don't know if you've ever used it, but vitamin C and ferulic acid smells a little bit like hot dog water, which is super strange. It does a beautiful job of giving the skin just a slight glow. So already, I don't know if you can tell, right here and here, you can already see that there's a little bit of a glow. I also put this on the backs of my hands and just press that in. And anything left, I just take down the chest. The next thing I do is use my ordinary moisturizing factors. I think a lot of getting a radiant looking finish is to prep your skin, and I may be going slower because I'm talking, but these steps are super fast. The third step is sunscreen. Whatever you do to prep your skin, the last step will always be sunscreen, because that is your protection from the sun. I'm not at home, I'm traveling right now, and so I don't have my very favorite DRMTLGY, but I did pick up this Glow Recipe Watermelon sunscreen, and I'm gonna try it today, but you put at least 1/4 teaspoon to protect your face. So that's about what that looks like. Rub that in, and I go all up on the hairline, and so as you can see, it's got a white cast to it now, but as I rub it in, it will begin to fade. This, I can tell, is leaving a nice glow on the skin. I can feel a little bit of a tingling, or not burning, but almost burning sensation, and I don't like that. And I do not think I'll buy it again. It also feels like it's pilling just a little bit. So I'm gonna let that dry and soak in and see if we can get past that. But the message here is that it doesn't take a lot to prep your skin and get it looking alive, get that nice glow. So I've only used 3 products, and whether it's this sunscreen or another sunscreen, it's very easy to do. Use your vitamin C, use a moisturizer, and then use a sunscreen. And that truly preps the face for a beautiful glow. Next, I'm gonna take this product by e.l.f. This is a really nice product that just, I guess, can replace foundation. You don't have to use foundation. I just like prepping my skin and using products like this that just kind of even out my skin tone. Just taking my time and showing you each step so that you can see. I'm just pouncing the sponge, just going back over it. I have the vitamin C, E, and ferulic acid. I have the lotion, the moisturizer, and I have sunscreen, and I have the e.l.f. So that's just 4 products on my skin at this time. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this e.l.f. Camo CC cream, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of that in my palm, tiny little bit, and I'm going to, just gonna put that on my skin. So that's the next thing I'm going to pounce around, just putting it in the places that I'd like to lighten up a little bit. This area on my cheek, and right here on my nose, that always tends to have a little bit of discoloration from sun over the years. If you haven't seen those 2 videos, I have my morning routine and my evening routine, just basic skincare, the serums and things like that. As a woman over 50, I'm 59 next week. not having any Botox or fillers or surgeries or anything like that. I just try and use products that help keep my skin rejuvenating, like skin cell turnover, glowy and healthy. And so if you haven't seen those videos, you might enjoy those as well. What I'm seeing right now is, and I'm looking in a mirror right here, I'm seeing lightness here and here. So kind of down the middle of my face, which is where I want it. So this is another little dupe I found for, I want to say it was the Charlotte Tilbury. She has the Pinkgasm, and then she has one of these, but this is a product I found. And so what I'm going to do is just put it on my face where I want to have a little bit more structure and shape the face. It's really just a kind of a bronzer. And I'm not going to go under, I'm going to go right on top of the side. I want to elevate the face. This does all help the end product, which is to have a glowy look. This is kind of a glowy product as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try not to move it too much, but I am going to buff it up. And I'm being careful not to take it right here in kind of that hollow area of my temple, because as we age, this area can become a little sunken, and I don't want to highlight that. I just want to kind of stamp so that nothing underneath moves, but carve out a little area, and I'll come back in with powder too to make that look a little less harsh. So that's how we're looking now. I think a lot of people have these little areas right here that recede a little bit along their hairline, and that's a good place for this product to go because it's kind of where the sun would naturally hit it. That's where we are so far. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my NARS Radiant Concealer. This is where I am very dark, right here on the inside corners. And then I also put just a little bit on the inside of each eye. I like to put some on the edges, so right out here. I'm putting just so little. I'm just letting the wand touch it. Here's where I'm going to, again, go in and use this to pounce. And I'm not moving it. I'm literally just tapping it very lightly. I have a teeny tiny little sponge at home that I can take and put there. I really do like it because it's very hard to take this and do exactly what I need to do there. So here we are. The next step is the blush, and this is where, you know, investing in a product like the Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Pinkgasm, I think really comes in handy. It just has a beautiful glow to it. This product is so expensive. I would just rather like to tap it so that I don't lose any in the sponge. But I go pretty high with it because that is where the sun hits me. And I also put it right here because that is where the sun hits me as well. But I just tap that in above the area of the bronzer. And I do kind of tap on the under the lower part of the eye. The next thing I want to do, just to kind of lock in this look, is take the Thrive, which is, I think it's called Rosy, tap that in, and then just kind of dab it on top of the skin where you want those highlighted areas, and also to set the cream products that you've just used. And don't worry too much about, you know, how much you're putting on, because you can always buff that off with a little bit of powder when you're blending. What I want to do is I just want to put the sun where it would naturally hit, in the cheeks, and then always right here on the nose, and then up right where the hairline is where I had bronzed it. Keep it here, 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 anywhere that's lifted. And then, you know, you can also take that down just a little bit as you had done the contour here to blend everything together. I've been using the It Bye Bye Pores. I think it looks really good, especially here where I have a lot of pores. But I just tap that in and then stamp it to make sure that what I've just done is set. and then I can swirl it a little bit. You want to be careful swirling it because of course you don't want to remove or move the products that you've just placed, especially since placement is pretty key as you get older and you don't want to make certain areas a shadow. I'll also take a more dense brush, tap that in, and I will set the eyelid and just very gently underneath the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows and my eye makeup and my eyelashes and all of that, and then we'll end up with final touches and getting that glass radiant glow. So that is the finished look with skincare and lips, eyes, and brows. And at this point, I just go back through and I add things that I think will give that extra glow to the finished look of the face. So for me, again, that's this Thrive. Just I brush that on. It has a little bit of gold flecks in it. So when the sun hits you, it looks really, really pretty and youthful. And if you've watched any of my videos before, then you know I'm really into blush. It will probably fade a good bit. But when you get out in the sun, and I will take you with me, I'll take you to show you what this looks like when you get to the sun. So let me see if I can get a nice picture here of what the skin looks like when the sun hits it. So basically, it just is a very nice, glowy look, I think. This is kind of my morning routine and how I get a glowy finish, something that makes me feel young and youthful. Those are my easy steps to getting glowy glass skin that looks sun-kissed. I am ready for my day and I feel youthful and vibrant, and that basically is the way I like to feel when I start my day. It just gives me a boost of confidence to take a little bit of time and take care of my skin and my face, and I just feel so much better when I do that. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next one. See you soon.